Question number 35. Assisted reproductive technology does not include in vitro fertilization and embryo transfer. Option 2, gamete intrafallopian transfer. Next, option 3, zygote extrafallopian transfer. Option 4, artificial insemination. So the correct answer for this question is assisted reproductive technologies, shortly called as ARTs. Understand? So regarding this, there are 4 options. In these 4 options, we need to find out which is not included. So the correct answer which is not included in this is option 3. Assisted reproductive technologies RTD refer to the couples could be assisted to have children through certain special techniques. It includes in vitro fertilization and embryo transfer, ZIFT, GIFT and artificial insemination. IVF is followed by embryo transfer. Next, ZIFT, transfer to the embryos with more than 8 blastomeres into the uterus, and an artificial insemination, shortly called as AI. Next, one more method, the last one is here, GIFT. It is transfer of an ovum collected from a donor into the falling tube of another female which cannot reproduce one but can provide a suitable environment for fertilization. Hope you understood this one. Now let's go to 36th question. In a 3.2 kbp long piece of DNA, 820 adenine bases were found. What would be the number of cytosine bases or cytosine bases? Let's see options. Option 1, 1560. Option 2, 1480. Option 3, 780. And option 4, 740. So the correct answer for this question is option 3. 1 kbp of DNA contains 1000 base pairs. So the total number of base pairs in 3.2 kbp is 3200 bp. According to Chargaff's rule, the number of adenine is equal to thymine. Is it clear? So 820 base pairs are adenine, that is the number of thymine will also be 820 base pairs only. So the total number of cytosine plus guanosine will be 3200 minus 820 into 2 equals to 1560. So the number of cytosines is equal to guanine. So the cytosine bases in the DNA can be calculated as 1560 by 20 equals to 780. Hope you understood this calculation. And now I'm going to next question, 37th question. Given below is the representation of the extent of global biodiversity of vertebrates. What groups does the portions represent? We need to identify A, B, C, D, E in the given pie chart. In the given 4 options, the correct option is for this question option 2. So A is fishes, B is mammals, C is birds, D is reptiles, E is amphibians. Hope this is clear to you all. Understand? Next, let's see solution for this. According to the given pie chart, fishes have maximum global biodiversity, followed by mammals, birds, reptiles and amphibians species. Understand? Now, question number 38. Choose the correct statement. Pyruvate is formed in the mitochondrial matrix. Next, During the conversion of succinyl-CoA to succinic acid, a molecule of ATP is synthesized. Next, oxygen is a vital respiration for removal of hydrogen. Next, fourth one, there is a complete breakdown of glucose in fermentation. So the correct statement from the given four options is option 3. Now let's see solution for that. Pyruvate is formed in the cytoplasm during fermentation. Glucose is partially break down by glycolysis. During the conversion of succinic-CoA to succinic acid, a molecule of GTP is synthesized. Is this clear? Then, question number 39. According to Robert Costanza, 50% of the global total cost for ecosystem services goes to option 1 recreation, option 2 climate regulation, option 3 nutrient cycle, option 4 soil formation. So the correct answer from the given four options is option 4. Let's see solution. Robert Costanza and his colleagues have very recently tried to put price tags to the nature's life support services. Out of the total cost of various ecosystem services, the soil formation accounts for about 50% and contributions of the other services like recreation and nutrient cycles and are less than 10% each. So the cost of climate regulation and habitat for wildlife is about 6% to each. So according to him, soil formation accounts for 50% of the total ecosystem services. It is the most important ecosystem service in the nature. Understand? Now let's go to 40th question. The function of a selectable marker is, let's see options. Endemism, species confined to one region and also found in other regions. Option 2, alien species, Charles Darwinus. Next, option 3, lungs of the planet, Amazon rainforest. Option 4, hotspots, regions with species richness. Excuse me. So here we need to find out wrongly matched from the given four options. So the wrongly matched pair is here. Endemism, species confined to one region and not found anywhere else. It means first option. Understand? So endemism, species found to one region and also found in other regions. This is completely wrong. They cannot found in other regions. They will struck or stick to one particular region only. That is only called endemism. Understand? So let's see one more important question here. The function of a selectable marker is identify ORI site, to destroy recognition sites, eliminating transferments and permitting non-transferments. Option 4, elimination of non-transferments and permitting transferments. So the main function from the given four options is option 4. It means, let's see solution for that. In selectable marker, the addition to ORI, origin of replication, the vector requires a selectable marker which helps in these selectively permitting the growth of the transferments. Transformation is a procedure through which a piece of DNA is introduced in a host bacterium. Hope you understood this one. Now let's go to next question. Question number 42. If an inheritable mutation is observed in a population at high frequency, it is referred to as option 1, DNA polymorphism, option 2, expressed sequence tag, option 4, sequence annotation, and option 4, linkage. So the correct answer from these given 4 options is option 1. Let's see solution for that. A sudden change in the gene creates variations at a genetic level which may lead to DNA polymorphism. Polymorphic DNA consists a variable sequence which may lead to the expression of a various random gene which brings a remarkable change in the gene pool. Mutation is a sudden change in the genome that can be inherited from one generation to the next generation. Hope this is clear to you all. Now let's go to next question. Question number 43. Which of the following would most likely help to slow down the greenhouse effect? Let's see 4 options, students. First one, ensuring that all excess paper packing is burned to ashes. Option 2, promoting the use of private rather than public transport. Option 3, converting tropical forests into grazing land for cattle. Option 4, redesigning and fill dumps to allow methane to be collected. Understand? So let's see correct option from the given 4 options. The correct option is option 4. And let's talk about solution. The greenhouse effect is a naturally occurring phenomenon that is responsible for heating of Earth's surface and atmosphere. The greenhouse effect can happen by resigning the landfill dumps so that the methane production by the decomposition of biodegradable waste is collected effectively, and it can be used for the production of biogas, as methane is an integral component of it. Understand? So now let's go to 44 question. Select the mismatch pair from the following. Option 1, insulin. Option 2, glucagon. Option 3, oxytocin. Option 4, prolactin. So respect to matchings as follows: insulin, gluconeogenesis. Option 2, glucagon, glycogenesis. And option 3, oxytocin, contraction of uterine muscles. Option 4, prolactin, milk production of mammary glands. So the mismatch from the given 4 options is option 1. So the correct answer is option 1. Let's discuss about solution for this question. Insulin is secreted by beta cells of pancreas, helps in regulating the glucose homeostasis, and it stimulates the conversion of glucose into glycogen. It is called as glycogenesis. Then glucagon is secreted by alpha cells of pancreas, helps blood. It stimulates the conversion of stored glycogen into glucose. That is called as glycogenesis, or also called as glyconeogenesis, or also called as glyconeolysis. And oxytocin is secreted by the pituitary glands, helps in contracting uterine muscles during childbirth. Next, fourth one, regions which is species richness are called hotspots. Gland helps to stimulate in the production of secretion of milk. Hope you understood this solution. Now let's go to 45. Identify the structure. Here there is one structure. We need to choose which structure it is exactly. Option 1, uracil. Option 2, adenosine. Option 3, adenylate acid. Option 4, cholesterol. And the correct answer is option 1. And the solution is, the given structure belongs to the structure of uracil. Hope you understood this one. Now let's go to question number 46. Which of the following is not correct in mass flow hypothesis? Option 1. The sugar is moved bidirectionally. Option 2. Loading of the phloem sets up a water potential gradient that facilitates the mass movement in the phloem. Next, as hydrostatic pressure is the phloem, sieve tube increases, pressure flow stops, and sap is accumulated in phloem. Option 4. The sugar which is transported is sucrose. So the correct answer for this question is option 3. Let's see solution for this. Phloem is a conductant tissue that conducts the prepared food from source to sink. Increase in the solute in the phloem increases the solute potential of the sieve tubes and creates a gradient that collects the water into the cells from the adjacent cells. This increases the hydrostatic pressure from source to sink. As hydrostatic pressure in the phloem sieve tube increases, pressure flow begins and the sap moves through the phloem. Next, question number 47. In eukaryotes, the glycocalyx, when it is thick, is called option 1 slime layer, option 2 mesosome, option 3 capsule, option 4 cell wall. So the correct answer for this question is option 3. Now let's discuss about solution. Glycocalyx is a polysaccharide of the glycoprotein which mainly forms a layer on the bacterial cell wall. The granular gelatinous glycocalyx is known as a capsule. It forms the structural framework of a prokaryotic cell like bacteria. Understand? Now let's discuss about question number 48. The T wave in an ECG represents. So here students, hope you remember the structure. Let's see options first of all. Electrical extinction of arteria. Option 2. Return of the ventricles from excited state. Option 3. Depolarization of ventricles. Option 4. Beginning of systole. So the correct answer for T wave in ECG represents is option 2. It means solution as follows. Each peak in the ECG is identified with a letter of P to T that corresponds to a specific electrical activity of the heart. Understand? The P wave represents the electrical extinction or depolarization of the arteria, which leads to the contraction of both the arteria. Hope you understood this one. Now let's go to next question. Question number 49. Ernest Chain and Howard Florey contribution was option 1 discovery of streptokinase, option 2 discovery of DNA sequence, option 3 establishing the potential of penicillin as an effective antibiotic, option 3 production of genetically engineered insulin. So the correct answer for this question is option 3. Let's see solution for this. Ernest Chain and Howard Florey were the scientists who followed the Alexander Fleming discovery of penicillin and established the potential of penicillin is an effective antibiotic. Hope you understood this one. Now let's move to next question, 50th question. Which of the following is not correct with respect to malaria? Option 1 sporozoites multiply in blood. Second one, malignant malaria is caused by Plasmodium falciparum. Option 3, RBCs rupture and release hemoglobin which causes chills. Option 4, female Anopheles mosquito is a vector. So the correct answer for this question, for the 50th question, is option 1. Now let's see solution for this. Plasmodium enters the human body as sporozoites, which is an infectious form, through the bite of the infected female Anopheles mosquito. The parasites initially multiply within the liver cells and then attacks the RBC, resulting in their rupturing, and female Anopheles mosquito bites the infected person. Understand? So now let us see 51. 3 copies of chromosome 21 in a child with Down syndrome have been analyzed using molecular biology technology to detect the possible DNA polymorphism with reference to different alleles located at chromosome 21. Results to showed that out of 3 copies, 2 of the chromosome of the child contains the same alleles as one of the mother's alleles. Based on this, when did the non-disjunction event most likely occur? Option 1, maternal meiosis 1. Option 2, maternal meiosis 2. Option 3, paternal meiosis 1. Option 4, paternal meiosis 2. So the correct answer for this 51 question is option 1. Let's see solution for this one. Down syndrome is the cause of the genetic disorder is the presence of an additional copy of the chromosome number 21. It is additional copy is confirmed due to non-disjunction of chromosomes during meiosis. And in this case, the 2 chromosomes of the child has the same alleles as the mother. So it can be concluded that the non-disjunction has taken place during maternal meiosis with duplication of the maternal allele. Then, hope you understood this one. Now let's go to question number 52. In 125 amino acid sequence, if the codon for 25th amino acid is mutated to UAE, then option 1, a polypeptide of 124 amino acids is formed. Option 2, polypeptide of 25 amino acids is formed. Option 3, a polypeptide of 24 amino acids is formed. Option 4, none or no polypeptides are formed. So now the correct answer for this 52 is option 1. Option 3. Now let's discuss about solution for that. UAA is a stop codon. It does not code for an amino acid called nonsense. Hence, the polypeptide synthesis is terminated and a polypeptide of 24 amino acids is formed. Hope you understood this one. Now let's go to question number 53. A scrubber in the exhaust of a chemical industrial plant removes option 1, gases like sulfur dioxide. Option 2, particulate matter of the size 5 micrometers or above. Option 3, gases like ozone or methane. Option 4, gases like nitrous oxide. So the correct answer for this question is option 1. Let's see solution. The scrubber is an electrostatic precipitator in which the dirty air is cleaned by capturing the gas like SO2 and other oxides in the lime spray CaCO3. The calcium is limestone combines chemically with the sulfur to produce calcium sulfate CaSO4, which is separately collected. Now let's discuss about question number 54. The formation of 2 species from one ancestral species is known as option 1, phyletic evolution. Option 2, divergent evolution. Option 3, convergent evolution. Option 4, allopatry. So the correct answer for this question is option 2, phyletic gradualism is a model of evolution which theorizes that most speciation is slow. uniform and gradual. When the evolution occurs, the transformation of a whole species into a new one. So hope you understood this one regarding divergent evolution. And one more point regarding this one, divergent evolution is caused when the difference in the groups lead to formation of new species. Due to divergent evolution, the structures and common origin develops differently according to the environmental need. Hope you understood this one. Now let's discuss about question number 55. The breakdown of detritus into small particles by detrivorous is called option 1 humidification, option 2 catabolism, option 3 leaching, option 4 fragmentation. So the correct answer for 55 question is option 4, and the solution is fragmentation. What does it mean? So here, decomposition of a process by which the decomposers in the soil break down the complex organic matter into organic substances. Detrivorous breakdown detritus into small particles is known as fragmentation. For example, earthworm. Hope you understood this one. Now question number 56. Choose the correct combination of labeling and the molecules involved in the pathway anaerobic respiration in yeast. Here we need to identify A, B, C from the given diagram. From the given 4 options, the correct option is option 4. It means A represents ethanol, B represents acetaldehyde, and C represents CO2. And let's discuss about this question in detail. Glucose is converted into pyruvate by the process of glycolysis with net production of ATP. TCA or ECS electron transport system lead to the production of CO2, water and PTP in anaerobic oxidation. Understand? Then question number 56 is over. Now let's discuss about next question, question number 57. Which of the following conditions correctly describes the manner of determining the sex in the giving example? Option 1, XO type of sex determines male sex in grasshopper. Option 2, XO condition in humans as found in Klinefelter syndrome determines the female sex. Option 3, homozygous sex chromosome XX produces male in the Drosophila. Option 4, homozygous sex chromosomes ZZ determines the female sex in birds. So the correct answer for this question is option 1, and solution as follows. In grasshopper, XXXO mechanism of sex determination is present, whereas females are homogamete XX, but the male carries only one sex chromosome XO. Hence, the male grasshopper carries XO sex hormones. Hope you understood this one. Now let's go to question number 58. Hibernating animals have tissues containing mitochondria with a membrane protein that accelerate electron transport while blocking the synthesis of ATP. What is the consequence of this? Let's see options. Energy is saved because glycolysis and the citric acid cycle shuts down. Option 2, the energy of respiration is converted into heat. Option 4, hibernating animals can synthesize fat instead of wasting energy of respiration. Option 4, pyruvate is converted to lactic acid by anaerobic fermentation. The correct answer is option 2. During the hibernation, the animal's metabolic rate drops significantly and thus requires less for their survival. There are two types of adipose tissues. White and brown. Brown fat cells contains mitochondria and it produces a considerable amount of heat because of their lipids are respired with little or no ATP formation. Most energy is released as heat. Hope you understood. Then question number 59. The pioneer species in Chirac and Hydrax succession are respectively option 1 lichens and sedges, option 2 lichens and rooted hydrophytes, option 3 lichens and phytoplanktons, option 4 phytoplanktons and lichens. The correct answer from the given 4 options is option 3. Let's see solution. Chirac is a plant succession starting on bare ground or rock and culminating in a mature climax forest. The pioneer species such as lichens and mosses results in the gradual accumulation of soil. Hydrac is a plant succession which starts in a relatively shallow water which has ponds and lakes and accumulating in a mature forest. Example, phytoplankton and hydrilla, etc. Hope you understood this one. Last question of this 2015 KCT paper is 60th question. Let's discuss about it. With respect to DNA fragmentation, statement 1, gel electrophoresis and elution are two important processes. Statement B, after staining with etheridium bromide, it has to be exposed to UV light. So let's see 4 options. Both A and B are correct statements. Both only A is correct and B is not correct. Option 3, only A is correct and option 4, only B is correct. So the correct answer is option 1. Both A and B are correct statements. Let's see solution for this. The cutting of DNA by restriction endonuclease results in the fragments of DNA. These fragments can be separated by the technique known as gel electrophoresis. The separated fragments can be visualized only after staining the DNA with a component known as etheridium bromide followed by exposure to UV radiation. Bright orange colored bands of DNA in etheridium bromide, stained gel exposure to UV light. The separated bands of DNA are cut out from the agarose gel and extracted from the gel piece is known as elution. So hope you understood this question, students. Thank you one and all. Take care.